Ladies and gentlemen, it is Motormaster Monday. Welcome to the NOSSCAR YouTube channel. Welcome to the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series action. We've got the Gauntlet 300 coming to you from Chicagoland Speedway on NASCAR Heat 3. We've got 20 drivers set to go. They're going to bring you a whole lot of action. These drivers are already on lap 5. It was Keith Ayers in the 16 car winning the pole. He is your race leader with Stephen Corley right behind him in the 5. Heading into turn 1, single file, all running down towards the inside, the white line there. Draft is going to be very important for these drivers all race long. If you can stay in the draft, you're going to be able to run in the pack with them until you find out who can go the furthest without making a major mistake. And now 3 wide with one of the lap cars. That was Trey Hollywood in the 89, giving way for the race leaders. Keith Ayers and Anthony Trippi now takes the 2nd position away from Stephen Corley. So it's Keith Ayers, Anthony Trippi, Stephen Corley, and B.J. Thomas in the 99 running in 4th. Heading into turn 1, a bit of a higher line this time, but they all tuck back down to the white line for the most part. Keith Ayers showing the way. 3 wide for 2nd. B.J. Thomas trying to go up the middle. Anthony Trippi all the way down towards the grass. In the end, it looked like it was the 22 that lifted a little bit to let things sort themselves out. B.J. Thomas takes over the 2nd position. Stephen Corley stays where he was, and Anthony Trippi loses 2. Coming into this race, Keith Ayers has 1 win, 12 playoff points, and he's sitting in 2nd in the point standings. He's guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. I mentioned in the pre-race show earlier today, hosted on Facebook, that a lot of these drivers, in my opinion, with wins, we're going to start to take it easy a little bit and take what they can get, but not force anything to happen and cause chaos, perhaps, in the process. I think we're going to see some very smooth, clean, but competitive racing between now and the beginning of the playoffs, and we're not too far away. There's Michael Birch in the 38 having a solid run. He's in the 5th position. He's going to be challenged by Info in the number 88 Chevy Camaro. They're going to be side by side. Info using the draft with the lap machine of Trey Hollywood. The 88 and the 89, not teammates, but they're definitely working together. That drops the 38 back 1. Up front, Stephen Corley has retaken the 2nd position. He's been bouncing around inside the top 5 since the drop of the green flag, but for the most part, he's showing us that he's got a really strong car, and there was a connection issue there. I'm not sure if it was the 5 that lagged or the 99. I'm thinking it was the 5, and B.J. Thomas ran into a car struggling with their connection, it looked like. There's the points leader, Jay Bird, coming down pit road. He's got 1 win this season as well. He's been piling on the top 5s. Bro in the 00 makes a nice move on Michael Birch, and that's going to be a battle for position inside the top 10. Nick Don Francesco, his teammate, followed him through. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 90 captured his first career top 5 finish last week. Right now running just barely outside the top 10, had a good qualifying effort, but got caught up a little bit in one of those on-track incidents towards the beginning of stage 1. He's lost a bit of ground to the race leaders. Pit stops. That's Dave Marks Jr. in the number 1. Very similar looking paint job to the number 98 Ford Mustang, but that indeed is Dave Marks Jr. in the number 1 Chevy Camaro, making his way down pit road and into his pit stall now. There's RJ Haywood in the number 7. Cruising on his own right now. 20 drivers started the event. Some of them are in danger of going one lap down here before the end of stage 1. Keith Ayers, the race leader, is actually the red and white number 16 car coming into frame. He's going to overtake RJ. Put RJ one lap down. Josh Colm-Diaz is on pit road, and Nick Don Francesco in the 98 leaving pit road now. A lot of different pit strategies here. And we're only in stage 1, so maybe what I said during the pre-race show hosted on Facebook is completely far from the truth. These drivers are giving it their all. A lot of gambling so far. Keith Ayers surrenders the race lead to hit pit road for service. Scheduled pit stop. And Dakota Bro in the 00 leaving his pit stall there just in front of Keith Ayers, coming in the lap before. Info in the 88 leaving pit road as well. Down and away, heading to it down the back straightaway now into turn 3. Riding his usual line and looking comfortable doing it. Stage number 1 has come to a close. There's a whole lot of strategy involved, and it was Stephen Corley in the number 5 picking up the Stage 1 win. Trey Hollywood, it appears, is going to be the first car one lap down. He'll get the free pass to be back on the lead lap. There we go. See if we can address that issue. And I have no idea what's going on. We are at the conclusion of stage 1, but man, we're seeing some weird. What is going on? That Stephen Corley has actually disconnected from the lobby. His number 5 car is no longer on the racetrack and it's parked on pit road. But I am confused at what we're looking at here. I've lost all controls as well. I can change the camera, but I cannot rotate between drivers. I can. What is happening? So they're either racing right now and I just can't see the content. I believe that they're racing right now, guys. I'm gonna have to exit from this because I don't think it's going to get any better for me. We're going to see if we can jump back in with another invitation that I received and bring you live coverage that way. So we're not completely down and out quite yet. If you're just joining us on YouTube, we had a brief connection issue. One of the drivers in the event was having a really bad connection issue, and it actually caused a problem for the race lobby itself and the live stream at the conclusion of stage 1. We think that we've sorted out the problems. I've never seen the game do what it did in my entire life. So if you just joined us on YouTube, rewind the feed about 60 seconds, I would say, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, it was interesting. Then come back to us when you're done checking it out, because the green flag is in the air. It's been displayed to these drivers for the beginning of stage 2. We're rocking and rolling. It's the Gauntlet 300 here at Chicagoland Speedway. Miss there. RJ Haywood in the 7, got a little bit tight in the center of the corner, went up the hill and nearly into the left rear quarter panel. Number 16 Ford Mustang, driven by Keith Ayers. He may have the fastest car on the racetrack, just doesn't have the track position right now. Looking at the race leader, folks, Josh Colm-Diaz is on a roll in the number 90 Chevy Camaro. Building momentum. Got his first top 5 finish last week. Now leading laps here in the Gauntlet 300 at Chicagoland. Looking strong. He's got a drafting partner in Dakota Bro in the 00. Dakota doesn't really need to risk too much. He's got a couple of wins this season. He's locked, one win rather, and he's locked into the playoffs because of it. Joshua Colm-Diaz in the number 90 comes into this race sitting in 17th in the point standings, one spot out of making the playoffs. 16 drivers make the NASCAR Motormaster Series playoffs. It's a 10-race playoff system, basically the exact same playoff system as the Cup Series, except we're doing them in Xfinity cars right here on NASCAR Heat 3. And I'll tell you, Colm-Diaz would love to be a part of the playoffs, and he's doing everything he's got to do just that. Dakota looking to the inside, and that's a battle for the race lead. The crossover move applied. When another crossover move, this time by the 00, he goes all the way down to the grass. Take the shortest route around the racetrack that he possibly could, and put Dakota Bro out front. He led that lap, and he's going to clear Josh Colm-Diaz as they exit turn 2. They got a couple of cars they're going to need to deal with to put a lap down before the end of this thing. Anthony Trippi in the 22 and Cody Giles in the 60 are drafting together to work their way towards the front. And here comes Colm-Diaz down pit road. Scheduled pit stop here in stage 2. It's a little early. One of those gambles we've been talking about. Oh, and a massive wreck there on the... Oh, actually, it might be a connection issue for the number 88. We're not too sure. He's riding up against the wall. Problems for Info in the number 88. He comes into this race with 1 win, sitting 4th in the point standings. So he doesn't need to be too concerned when it comes to the big picture, but definitely all these drivers looking to tally up as many playoff points as they can. This is getting dicey. Oh, they had to dodge R.J. Haywood in the 7. I didn't see what happened to him, but he was slow up towards the outside wall. When they're thinking about 3 wide, they thought better of it. Thomas Geyer in the 42 backed out of it a little bit. He's going to let Keith Ayers and Dave Marks Jr. battle for position just in front of him. There's Dave. Different paint job this week for the number 1 Chevy Camaro. Keith with a big move to the inside as they enter turn 3. He's got the preferred line for that corner. He's going to take the position. It was Keith Ayers that appeared to be the strongest car on the racetrack in stage 1. Finished 2nd in stage 1 to Stephen Corley. Now Keith's been mired in traffic trying to rally back. There is your points leader, Jade Burr. He's got a win, and he's sitting on top of the point standings. He's been there a while. There's a bonus playoff point total given to the regular season champion, so that's definitely what he's going for. He's been quietly running inside the top 10 all race long. Back up closer to the front, it's Cody Giles in the number 60 car leading the way, and he's got company, Dakota Bro in the 00 right behind him. Two Ford Mustangs going at it. Somebody went through the grass back there. I believe it was Jason Armstrong in the number 74. And there is the green and white checkers are in the air. Dakota Bro in the 00 wins stage 2. Dave Marks Jr. in second, if I'm not mistaken. I was actually Keith Ayers in second, Dave Marks Jr. in third, Nick Don Francesco in fourth, and Nate LC in the 86, rounding out the top 5. It is the top 5 from each stage that gets stage points. Should give a call out to Jeffrey Robinson Jr., finishing in 6th at the end of stage 2, just barely missing the stage points, but a good run for him. Well, this is the very last time that these drivers can make adjustments on pit road under caution. So they've got what they've got now to the finish. 20 drivers started the event. We're down to 17 drivers left on the racetrack, and we're back racing. Anthony Trippi in the 22, Dakota Bro in the 00, Keith Ayers in the 16, Dave Marks Jr. in the 1. Oh! Don Francesco got into the side of Nate, and Nate went up into the wall. Jade Burr got caught up in it. Oh, and Info in the 88 got caught up in it, as well as RJ Haywood in the number 7. Problems for the two teammates, Info and RJ Haywood. And problems for your points leader as well. Back up front, no problems for these guys. They're all in a big pack here battling for the lead. When I said that the draft was going to be very important here at Chicagoland Speedway, and it is, and these drivers see the importance of it, and they're trying to keep themselves close enough to stay in the pack. Keith Ayers leads the way. He just made a move on Cody Giles on the inside to take the race lead. They thought about 3 wide. Anthony Trippi in the 22 was going to be in the center in there. And now they are 3 wide on the front stretch. Don Francesco in the 98 had to lift to avoid disaster there. Now he's got Trey Hollywood in the 89 underneath him. Michael Birch in the 38, he's right in the center of things. He's got Jason Armstrong just in front of him in the 74. He's got Dakota Bro in the 00 on the outside. Oh, this is good stuff. There's about 10 or 11 drivers here still within striking distance with a shot to win this thing. Old BJ Thomas gets up into the wall. Veteran move to stay up there rather than coming back down in front of traffic when your speed has been reduced. Veteran classy move. He goes to the back of the pack and did not lose too much position. Remains with these guys and in the draft. Getting a report that Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 18 car was running in the 6th position when his motor let go. And in the world of online racing, what we mean by that is he had a connection failure. After finishing 6th at the end of stage 2 and running in 6th in the final stage, it's a heartbreaker for him. Should mention we have a new race leader. Keith Ayers has been kicked up to the outside, and contact between Anthony Trifty in the 22 and Dave Marks Jr. in the 1. Marks Jr. went up into the wall. Michael Birch in the 38 and Keith Ayers in the 16 had nowhere to go. Now all 4 of those cars have some damage. Looks like Keith Ayers might have actually got the worst end of it. Keith now trying to make a move on Josh Colm-Diaz in the 90. Oh, and Keith got the apron in turn 1. Oh, and when these cars get their left side tires on the apron, they just want to snap around on you in an instant. That's exactly what was going to happen to Keith. I guess in the end he truly did save it, but definitely lost a whole lot of track time. Now he's got Nate in the number 86 car coming up behind him, and that is going to be a battle for position. Back up front, Cody Giles leads the way in the number 60 part-timer here in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series. But if he were to win today, if he were to win the Gauntlet 300 at Chicagoland Speedway, he would be the all-time race winner. He'd be on top of the all-time wins list, rather, here in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series with 7 career NOSSCAR Motormaster Series wins. Right now, he is tied with Slade Gravitt. Both drivers have 8 wins apiece in their Motormaster Series career, and both of which, all 8 wins for both drivers, came in 2018, one season. Dakota Bro clears him and takes the race lead. And while we're talking about him, Cody Giles going back to the inside through turns 3 and 4 now, and that's the preferred groove. Entering turn 3, he retakes the race lead before the lap even concluded. But while we're talking about him, we should mention that Cody Giles and Slade Gravitt, both NOSSCAR drivers, one of which a NOSSCAR Motormaster Series champion, both been selected for the 2019 eNASCAR Series here on NASCAR Heat 3. It's Cody Giles, a.k.a. Fluffy, and Slade Gravitt, a.k.a. Slade Egg 84. We'd all like to wish them the best of luck in their quest to win the 2019 eNASCAR Series Championship. Now the 00 has dropped to the back of this pack, I'm sure not by choice, but now it's his teammate's turn to give it a go. Nick Donfrancesco to the inside of Cody Giles. He wasn't quite clear. He tried to pull up in front of the 60 and he couldn't quite do it. He might be able to do it now. I didn't want to risk it. Don't blame him. Going through 1 and 2 now. And that's how quick Dakota Bro is able to slice and dice his way through the traffic. He goes from 5th to 3rd within a half a lap, and now he's battling for 2nd with Cody Giles. Oh, he went up the hill and got into the 60 a little bit. Nice recovery by both drivers. Now Anthony Trippi in the 22, trying to clear the 60, and that's Jason Armstrong in the 74. Running in 5th, couldn't quite get close enough to keep the number 60 machine pinned to the outside. And these drivers are only a couple of laps away from making pit stops. Anthony Trippi got out of control and went through the grass on the front straightaway coming out of turn 4, and he was able to recover. And man, that was a really nice save. 9 times out of 10, when you go venturing through the grass the way he did, you don't come out the same after. So that was really nice recovery. Now Cody Giles looking for the 2nd position on Dakota Bro, exiting turn 4. He's going to clear him. He's got the draft with the race leader. It's going to help keep the 60 in front of the 00 for now. Quick update for you about Keith Ayers in the number 16. After suffering damage, remember he's probably got the fastest car on the racetrack. He's just had some horrible luck here in today's race. Currently scored in the 8th position, getting some drafting help from his good friend Nate. And the number 86, both drivers running inside the top 10 in 8th and 9th. Well, that didn't take long. Cody Giles back out front, leading the way here at Chicagoland Speedway. Here we go. I mentioned we were getting very close to green flag pit stops. All of the leaders on pit road except for Jason Armstrong. We assume he will be coming around the next time here. So Dakota Bro, Cody Giles, Anthony Trippi, Trey Hollywood, among others, all on pit road. Keith Ayers in the 16 on pit road. Michael Birch on pit road. Jason Armstrong on pit road. All of these drivers are going to need to pit once more in this race. We know that. It's a 2 pit stop strategy here in the final stage of the Gauntlet 300 at Chicagoland Speedway. That's what all these teams are going for. Now, what they do on those 2 pit stops is a completely different story. Your guess at home is as good as mine. Glad you're with us here. You're watching the NASCAR Motormaster Series race at Chicagoland Speedway, hosted here on NASCAR Heat 3. Round 15 of the 2019 season. Getting ever so close to the beginning of the playoffs, and now Cody Giles running into the back of the 00 of Dakota Bro. I'm not sure if this was a connection issue or what happened there, but it kind of looked like, I don't really know what happened there. It could have very well been a connection issue. Anthony Trippi in the 22 was able to clear both of these guys and take the race lead. gapped him by about 7 or 8 car lengths, as you can see. And I like this, man. I really like this. There's about 7 drivers, maybe even 8 drivers that have a real good shot at winning this race. Anthony Trippi, Cody Giles, Dakota Bro, Trey Hollywood, Nick Don Francesco, BJ Thomas, Jason Armstrong, and Dave Marks Jr. Those are the drivers running inside the top 8, and then you've got, Keith Ayers is running in the 8th position, and then Nate is running in 9th. So a lot of drivers running within striking distance. That's how important the draft is, folks. The lead that Anthony Trippi was able to build up and capitalize is gone. Number 60, Sonny D, Ford Mustang, is there, and he's looking to the outside with the run of momentum. Heading into turn 3. Oh, Dakota went to the inside, and now they're 3 wide. Front straightaway. Oh, Dakota backed out of it and tucked back in line behind the 22. There's 3 of them on the bottom, and that's going to be more drafting help. Cody might be in a bit of trouble up top. Maybe not, though. There's also that. New race leader. Cody Giles making it stick and making it work. Taking the lead the hard way around the outside. The Harry Gant line. I guess the modern day term would be the Kyle Larson line. Drivers started the event. We're down to 16 drivers left on the racetrack. 16 cars still out there under full power. A couple of marks and some paint traded here and there, but we've all made it through. We're all okay, and we've got 7 drivers, 7 different cars here, all within striking distance of winning this thing. Funny thing is, the only one up there that has a teammate with them is Dakota Bro in the 00, Nick Don Francesco in the number 98, but I'm not too sure if teammates mean anything at this point. Man, they're getting real close now. They're 2 by 2. Trey Hollywood in the 89 goes to the inside. He's right behind BJ Thomas in the 99. These drivers are going to need to pit again one more time before the end of this race. I think that these guys are playing it perfectly. They're racing hard, they're racing fast, but they're not jeopardizing themselves or anybody else. Just as I say that, Cody Giles in the 60 goes through the grass and around he goes. A big wreck there, trying to bring you coverage. BJ Thomas in the 99 was involved, and the 60 of Cody Giles was involved. Well, that got ugly pretty quick, and that's how quick things can happen in the blink of an eye here. And sometimes it's one of the best that makes the error. I don't know. From our view, it looked like Cody just went through the grass, had to slow up, of course, and catch the car, and and somebody behind him wasn't ready for that, didn't get on the brakes quick enough, and around went the 60, and then contact with BJ Thomas. BJ had nowhere to go, really. Everyone that's still up here battling for the race lead it's based on where they were on the track, what position they were in, and based on pure luck, really. Let's reset things for you. Dakota Bro leads the way. Jason Armstrong right behind him in second, and Nick Don Francesco in third. Trey Hollywood in the 89 in fourth, and Anthony Trippi in the 22 runs in fifth. Teammates battling for the lead here. Oh, maybe not. Oh, it looked like Don Francesco got the apron, and then he misses pit road. I think I know exactly what he meant to do there. Don Francesco got down on the apron, nearly lost control and spun out, and since he lost a bit of track time anyways, I think he planned on coming down pit road and making that his pit stop lap. Oh, and he missed it again. There was a miscommunication this time. I think that Anthony Trippi just simply... That's the fastest I've ever seen someone go down pit road. Oh, I feel for Nick Don Francesco. He had a shot to win this thing, and the second time he missed pit road, the 22 of Anthony Trippi was right behind him and wasn't ready to lift. I don't think he knew he was going to pit road. Man, all of this is a really tough break. Cody Giles is on pit road in the 60. Nick Don Francesco finally comes to pit road in the 98. You see the drivers out of the race there. Dave Marks Jr., Thomas Geyer, Info in the 88, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 18, RJ Haywood in the 7, and of course Stephen Corley in the 5 car having a connection issue. So we actually have 14 cars left on the racetrack. Battling it out, 20 began, and 14 remain. Anthony Trippi couldn't get off pit road quick enough to stay in the draft with Cody Giles, so he's really going to need to motor and hit his marks and find some speed to catch the 60 car. Under 15 laps to go here in the Gauntlet 300 at Chicagoland Speedway, round 15 of the 2019 NASCAR Motor Master Series season, posted right here on NASCAR Heat 3. For more information, you can head over to noscar.com/motormasterseries. Check out the past race results, the all-time wins list, the rules and regulations, the point system, and more. it's the battle for 5th position on the racetrack. Don Francesco in the 98, Keith Ayers in the 16. They might even be working together, utilizing how powerful the draft is here at Chicagoland Speedway. Oh, maybe not. Keith Ayers looking to the inside heading into turn 3. And he completes the pass, takes the 5th position, but he doesn't get a big enough distance, a big enough gap in between himself and Don Francesco. It's really impossible to. It's all about the draft. And if our scoring is correct, we believe that it is Dakota Bro in the 00 leading the race. These two are still battling for the 5th position. Don Francesco retakes it, heading into turn 3. The crossover move, classic. Cody Giles coming up on the back bumper of Anthony Trippi. That is going to be a battle for position inside the top 5. Eventful day for BJ Thomas, running in the 7th position right now in the number 99 car. He's going to get a top 10 finish if he can hold on for another 5 laps. Dakota's got 1 win in 2019, so he's locked himself into the playoffs. However, he's only got 8 playoff points in the bank. So he needs more wins and more stage wins. He needs more top 3 finishes at the end of the races. That also awards playoff points. But most importantly, and more importantly to him, I'm sure, he could use another win or 2 before the playoffs begin. And on for another 3 laps, we're going to see a Dakota Bro victory here in today's Gauntlet 300 at Chicagoland Speedway. coming through 3 and 4. He's got the draft with a couple of cars just in front of him. And it's not gonna matter. The victory goes to Dakota Bro. Second win of the 2019 season. And that is career win number 4 for him here in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series. Gonna get a word from your race winner here in just a moment. Wow, and he earned it too. He had to go through a whole lot to win this one. I can't wait to ask him about this. I know he's jacked up over there. We're on our way to Victory Lane to bring you post-race coverage here. We've made our way down to Victory Lane. We've found Dakota Bro, standing here with a big trophy behind him, winning the Gauntlet 300 at Chicagoland Speedway. How was your race? How did you pull it off, man?
Oh man, that was a hell of a race. That was probably the funnest damn race I think we've had in a long damn time. That car, it was on a rail. It was everywhere. It was perfect. I mean, there was nothing that couldn't have went wrong. Stage 2, I got loose. Fluffy didn't dump me. He kept me straight, and I appreciate that. I'm giving a big shout out to Fluffy. He held that one together, and I appreciate him driving me the way he did. I did not cut him off at the end. He did not quite have me clear. I think he clipped the grass and got loose, and I seen the whole pack behind me go. But I hate for it for those guys, but this 00 Ford was on a rail tonight.
Yeah, we saw the intense action battling for the lead towards the end there in the final stage. Take us through those moments, and how did it feel having a 7 or 8 car pack fighting for the lead like that?
Yeah, it was, oh man, we had 7 or 8 of them at one time just going at it, and it's one of those things, man. You always just keep an eye out, and knowing Fluffy made the pros and knowing he was coming in there, I knew I had something for him. I just didn't know how it was going to be, and he ran me clean. Everybody ran me clean. I didn't really have any trouble with anybody, but that was one of the most intense, funnest races I've ever attended, and that was earned. I feel proud of myself for that one.
Yeah, you had some serious competition and some serious obstacles to overcome in this one, and you did well. That's 2 wins this season and 4 in your NOSSCAR Motormaster Series career. What's your plans heading into Daytona for the main event tonight?
Man, Daytona, you know how it goes. It's a drafting track. You gotta keep your line and try not to bobble as much and try to miss the big one, man. The big ones are what's gonna tie you up, and I'm just glad this 00 Go Bowling Ford made it to Victory Lane, and hopefully I'll see you back at Daytona.
Awesome. Thanks for catching up with us, and once again, congratulations.
Hey, thank you, buddy.
That was Dakota Bro, driver of the number 00 Ford Mustang, parking it in victory lane here at Chicagoland Speedway, winning the Gauntlet 300. Round 15 of the 2019 season is in the history books, folks. Remember, we still got one more tonight. The main event of the evening coming to you from Daytona International Speedway. Definitely not going to want to miss that. Going to get one more interview while we're at it. Do you have your voice set so you can be heard?
I think I do. Let me check.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. Joining us now in the NOSSCAR commentary booth, runner-up finisher in the Gauntlet 300 at Chicagoland Speedway, Trey Hollywood, driver of the number 89 car. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it was an eventful race, and we saw 7 or 8 cars battling in one group there, fighting for the lead in the final stage. Take us through those laps in the final stage, and how it all unfolded from your end.
I felt that something big was going to happen. So with that big pack of seven to eight cars racing in the lead there was one lap down car where I say, you know what, I'm gonna just play smart and just give space because I just felt something was going to happen. Play it smart and be patient. That's what I did and made it through. I was at a point where I was 2 laps down in the beginning of the race and raced my way back up just by being patient.
We saw a whole lot of different pit strategy as well. People short pitting and people staying out and stretching it so they can maybe only take fuel only, things like that. Does that ever concern you when you're racing out there? Does that ever cause you to maybe change what you're doing?
It does. It does. I definitely the last pit strategy. I didn't know what anybody was gonna do, so I figured I knew we were making on fuel, but I knew in order to gain track position, I had to strategize. So I took 2 tires and fuel. Um, so I knew that people were going to be strategizing to do things, and that was what my mindset was to do, is just to take two and fuel.
What's your plans heading into the main event tonight at Daytona?
Stay clear of the big one. These were two of my favorite tracks, Chicagoland and Daytona. Yeah, just to stay clear of the big one and be up in the front.
Awesome. Once again, good job on a second place finish at Chicagoland, and good luck to you at Daytona.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
That was Trey Hollywood, driver of the number 89 Chevy Camaro here in the NASCAR Motormaster Series, finishing second here at Chicagoland Speedway. One more interview before we wrap things up. Gonna hear from your third place finisher, that being Anthony Trippi in the number 22.
Hello.
Joining us now in the NASCAR commentary booth, third place finisher here at Chicagoland Speedway, Anthony Trippi, driver of the number 22 Ford Mustang. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for letting me be here.
You led some laps, you were looking strong, you were up there battling for the lead basically all race long. Tell us how your race went from your point of view.
I mean, it went well. We qualified, I believe, seventh on the, and I was happy about that. Getting the inside lane and restart is key. Getting off and going well. We stayed up front, had some issues with the 5 call, getting a little swervy in front and everything. So we just chilled for a bit in like fourth or fifth. Moved down and just we kept on going. Then for the final stage, we got involved in the wreck with the 88 hitting the apron and spinning it. So we wanted some strategy. Decided to come in, fix that with like 3 to go, something in the stage, and we came out as the leader after that. And we saved some fuel on that last run since we were just chilling in the back in the draft. We saved about a lap or two to be on the same strategy as the leaders, and we had some damn good racing. That's all I really want to say. That was some damn good racing. Had one incident in the front stretch, and that kind of took me out of contention. But if I wasn't in that, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, it looked real exciting to watch from my point of view. You had about a 7 to 10 car group battling for the lead virtually at all times, and for a long time you guys had 7 or 8 of yous going at it in the final stage. How did it feel to be out there racing with Cody Giles, a driver that's been drafted into the 2019 NASCAR series, and also being able to run with them?
You know, it's amazing. Me and him, we work together all the time. We've been practicing. We've run in some other like leagues and stuff, and just we go out there and test together and stuff. So it's always nice to know that we can contend with people like that. We were working earlier on the Cup stuff earlier this morning out in Daytona and Atlanta when that starts up. So I mean, I'm proud. It's amazing that we got to run with him, and hell, we finished ahead of him. So that was surprising enough.
There you go. Not a lot of drivers in NOSSCAR can say that, that's for sure. I asked the other 2 drivers this, the winner and the runner-up finisher. What are your big plans heading into Daytona tonight, the main event?
Well, I was talking to my boys, Nate and Jade and Mike and my guys who I'm always usually running with at these restrictor plates, and we've been working on a little something. I mean, it's going to be exciting to watch, let's put it that way.
Haha, awesome. That's what I want to hear. Well, once again, congratulations on finishing 3rd here in the Gauntlet 300 at Chicagoland, and good luck to you at Daytona.
Thank you, so.
That was Anthony Trippi, driver of the number 22 Ford Mustang, finishing 3rd at Chicagoland, and it is time for the main event of the evening from Daytona International Speedway. The live broadcast will begin within about 15 to 25 minutes time from now. So don't go far. Kick back and have a cold one. It's Motor Master Monday here on NASCAR Heat 3 and right here on the NOSSCAR YouTube channel. It's a perfect combination. Thank you for joining us for the Gauntlet 300 at Chicagoland Speedway, and stick around for Daytona.